Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro by Mapper Forward, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and today on the podcast, we are asking the question, has the coffee business model changed? And before we get started, thanks to our presenting sponsor for this episode, the Coffee Consultants Mastermind Group, a new 6-week program that is now available starting the middle to end of July. We will be starting our first 6-week program, and you can head to the show notes to get details on how you can become a part of that today. So, has the coffee business model changed? What an interesting question. And it's kind of a complex question. Because of the pandemic, most coffee businesses had to pivot many different ways and for many different reasons. But moving forward, there are a lot more, let's say, stress tests that are coming. We have, as we've spoken about at length on the podcast recently, we have inflation starting to become a severe problem for all of us. We're starting to see that the supply chain constraints are a massive issue as well. There are some shipping companies that are saying that we won't get back to normal for a couple of years. Shipping or freight charges are up 600% in some places. If you can get a spot on a container, then you have to pay 600%. But to get a spot on a container is super difficult these days. And then you have the delays of coming into port. Is the shipment going to actually arrive? So there's a lot of stress tests ahead for the coffee industry. And those stress tests are forcing businesses to adapt and to change. Now, fundamentally, the products essentially stay the same. The products are roasted coffee and cups of coffee and the hospitality experience. But it's that last one, the hospitality experience, that I believe is changing in our business model. And we've seen that recently in the lockdowns here in Sydney. What we're starting to notice as we've been locked down, people are less likely to even go to their cafe to pick up a takeaway coffee. For some businesses, that's okay, but most people are ordering through apps and getting things delivered. And we've seen this as a sliding scale across the last couple of years. So what we're noticing is the hospitality element of the business model is starting to shift, and people are looking for experiences that they can have in their home. So roasted coffee is going to continue to be a thing, and perhaps the food and beverages that we serve in our cafes may continue to be a thing. But in this lockdown in particular, we've noticed that people are cooking more at home and they are brewing more at home. Now, the user experience is a new element that is replacing the in-house customer hospitality experience. So what that means is that the user experience that people are looking for on your website and on your social platforms is becoming more and more relevant. And the business model that you operate with is going to need to adjust and adapt in order to meet the needs of users and capture their attention. So that's something really important for people to consider as you start to evolve your business model into the future. Now, on the back end of the business, also the business model is going to need to adapt. Your online business is going to have to become a priority. But further to that, what you're going to notice is the way that you pay for things is going to change. And what I mean by that is not just whether you pay with dollars or cryptocurrency or whatever. That's not what I mean. But because commodities are becoming tight in supply, and as we're starting to experience lower yields in countries like Brazil, there's going to be a shorter supply together with the constraints of a lack of shipping containers being available, there's just going to, in general, be a lot less coffee available, at least over the next 12 months. And so what that means, your business model is going to have to shift because suppliers are changing the terms of what they require from you with regards to payment. So what we're seeing now is that green importers are requiring you, if you'd like to secure coffee that's already on the boat, they're asking you, even if it's not going to be here for 2 or 3 months, they want you to pay in full today. Now, that's different to the terms that most of us had to work with previously. So there are a lot of things that are shifting in the coffee industry right now, and the business models will have to shift to keep up with it. One last thing about our business model. I believe that soon enough, we are going to have to start significantly increasing the price of our product. And the coffee space is notoriously difficult is known for being notoriously difficult to increase prices in. You're just going to have to bite the bullet. Otherwise, you're going to end up out of business. I think that somewhere in the next 2 years, if the price of coffees isn't around the $7 mark, I'll be surprised. It's just going to have to be that. At the rate that inflation is going, you will put yourself out of business if you're not looking at how to keep your business alive. So it's important for you to understand how to do a cost breakdown analysis and how to read your financial statements so that you can keep up with sensible pricing that keeps your business in business. So on all fronts, your business model is changing. You'll notice from your workforce, it is super difficult to get staff these days. That part of your business model is changing as well. So in short, the business model for coffee is changing, and that will continue to evolve until the world finds a new equilibrium of what we consider normal. But that's not coming for any time soon. The pandemic's not done, and we haven't actually gone into economic recovery despite what people may think is going on. And this Delta variant is here to really rock the ship in a serious way. I hope this has been helpful, friends. Please, it takes a lot to put this brand together for all of us in my team. Please consider subscribing and helping us to spread the word of the podcast. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day.